Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Okay, so I received an interesting question. I don't know if I've received this question before, but in the comment section, someone asked me about cups, wearing cups in the major leagues, or just in professional baseball, or just in any baseball, I guess. I don't think they specified. But do players wear cups? All right, it's an interesting one, but let's get into it. So first off, if you don't know what a cup is, it's a protective thing that kind of you can't really see, but make sure that you don't get hit like down here, okay? Because if you get hit down there, it's going to really hurt, as I'm sure many of you know. So that's the reason you wear it. Now let's get into why guys wear them, why they don't wear them, who wears them. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. Okay, so the first thing, let me just give you really quickly my what I did when it came to cups. Okay, when I played in Little League, I never wore a cup, probably because, I don't know, you're little, you don't think about it. Players don't really hit the ball very hard, and so, you know, I never really thought about wearing a cup. When I started to think about wearing a cup is when I went to the big diamond, and really right around high school, right around probably like that 14, 15-year-old age. I played third base. Like I played mostly shortstop when I was younger, really only shortstop. And then I got moved a little bit to third base right around high school age. And, you know, a big older player ripped the ball down to third. And I didn't get hit, but I was like, whew. I mean, if I do get hit, that's going to hurt. This is like real baseball. And so I went out and I got a cup. So the first thing to think about when it comes to wearing cups is position will dictate it a lot of the times. So think about a catcher. A catcher, I've never really seen a catcher not wear a cup at a high level, really at any level, except for maybe like Little League. We have catchers that are like 10, 11 years old, and sometimes they'll be catching and they won't be blocking the ball as much. And I'm like, why aren't we blocking the ball? And they'll say like, oh, I don't have a cup. And I'm like, how do you catch and not have a cup? Your job is to get down and block the ball. You have to take balls off your body. So you need to wear a cup. And so other than that, I'd say almost every catcher is going to wear a cup. Again, because they're doing so much blocking. They're getting foul balls hit. And so you don't want to get hit, okay? Corner infielders are probably the next position that wears cups the most. You know, third base, they call it the hot corner for a reason because the ball comes down there really fast. First base, not as much because there's more righties than lefties. But still, you're going to get the ball hit pretty hard down there. And again, at first base, you can play a little bit deeper because you don't have to throw it anywhere. All you're doing is kind of flipping it to the pitcher or running over to the bag. Whereas third base, you can't play way in the outfield unless you're Matt Chapman because you got a long throw. Middle infield is probably next on that list, again, because there's more space. And especially at a high level, you're not going to get a whole lot of bad hops. And you're not going to get too many rockets where, you know, you've got to kind of body the ball up or you might miss and it hits you. A lot of times you're able to move your feet and field the ball cleanly with your glove. That's the goal, at least. And then from there, you go to the outfielders and the pitchers. So outfielders, they're not really going to get any balls on the ground. And if they do, it's not hit very hard. And so they don't really need them as much. And then pitchers. And pitchers don't wear them, same kind of reason, although they're going to get some balls hit to them on the ground. But they're always, you know, they're always lifting their leg and pitching and doing that 100 and, well, today's game, not really more than 100 times a game. But you get the picture. It can get a little bit uncomfortable. And so pitchers usually will also not wear them very much. Now, with all that being said, there have been instances where players have been injured because they didn't wear a cup. And I think the most famous one, if you guys remember, 2009, I think it was, Adrian Beltre playing third base, doesn't wear a cup, didn't wear a cup, got a ball absolutely smashed at him, hit him where the cup should be, and people actually feared that he wasn't going to play the rest of the season. He was pretty injured by this, but he did come back. And I actually think when he came back, I don't think he wore a cup again. So he's a little bit crazy, but he was a great third baseman. He could pick everything. And so maybe he just said, my hands are so good, I won't get hit. Although after that incident, you would think that he'd want to put the cup back on. Now, I saw this, which I thought was interesting. I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know if they did a test or what they did. But apparently getting hit with a ball in that area it's like getting hit with 2,400 pounds of force. I think that's what it is. I'm not smart enough to figure all that out. But that sounds like pain to me. Okay, so with all that being said, why wouldn't a player wear a cup? It seems pretty simple. Just wear a cup and, you know, you'll protect yourself. Couple reasons. One, it is very uncomfortable. I can vividly remember the first time that I wore a cup, and you don't feel comfortable. You're not used to that, and you're moving around, and like, you know, you first start moving, and your legs go like way far apart because you're like, man, this just doesn't feel very good. Now, eventually, you get super used to it. And if I played baseball, even now, I haven't played baseball in a real baseball game since 2000, and what was my last game? 2013, was it? I think it was 2013. So we're looking at almost 10 years ago. If I went out right now and played in a baseball game, I'd have to wear a cup. I cannot put on baseball pants and not have a cup. In fact, I went and did a charity game a couple years ago. I've done 2. And both games, I got dressed. I'm like, I'm not going to wear a cup. Like, this isn't even like a real game. I'm old. I don't need one. I got my uniform on and I was like, I have to put a cup on. Like, it didn't feel like I was able to do it. It felt too much like it was really a pickup game, which it was really a pickup game. But even then, I had to wear it. So it's really uncomfortable to wear at first, but then eventually you forget about it, and you only not forget about it if you don't wear one at that point, because that's when it feels really uncomfortable. So that's the first thing, just comfort. And the second thing I think is probably, I guess for some players, like a performance thing. And maybe it's just because they don't get comfortable with it, right? But I've heard some players say, well, I don't feel like I can run as fast, or, a pitcher, I don't feel like I can lift my leg where I want to. And it's probably just because, the first time they tried it out, they're like, oh, I can't do this. But eventually you can do it fine. I never felt like I ever had an issue running or jumping or diving or doing anything with my cup on. So I think that's basically it. Last thing. Just because you have a cup on doesn't mean that you're not gonna feel a lot of pain if you get hit. Like, it still hurts, but hopefully you won't get injured, and that's the key, right? There's a lot of things that hurt in baseball, and so even though this might hurt more than some of those things like diving or even like colliding with someone, chances are you're not gonna injure yourself, and you're not gonna have to miss an entire season, or nothing else is going to happen to you. It's going to affect your life, okay? So that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any more questions. This was an interesting one, but I guess I've gotten other interesting ones as well. And maybe some people had no idea about this. So again, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more about building the elite swing, check out our new course. We have over 2 hours of content, almost 30 hitting drills. We break down the exact mechanics that you're going to want to implement into your swing. I've put the link in the description if you want to go check it out.